Hello, we're talking to Renee Ellmers, who is the Republican nominee for the 2nd North Carolina District. Renee, can you tell my readers what part of North Carolina that district entails?
Well, it's basically the central area of North Carolina, and it's spread out amongst 10 different counties, so it's a large area.
All right. I understand that you have something in common with my wife. You're a registered nurse by trade.
That is right. I've been a registered nurse for 20 years.
And this is the very first time you've run for anything. What makes a registered nurse decide that she's going to go to Congress?
Well, basically, my husband is a doctor. I'm a nurse. Healthcare is our livelihood, and of course, with the healthcare bill, we started speaking out against it. And as we've gone along and seen the changes that have taken place in our country, we've gotten very concerned. And I'm also a mom, and I just feel very strongly we cannot pass this debt on to our children. So I need to do something about it.
Now, your opponent has been in Congress for what, 16 years, is it?
14 years, I believe.
14 years.
But he has a long history of public service. He's served in the state level, local, and county commissioner, state superintendent of schools. So it's been about a 35-year span of time that he's been an elected official.
And yet you're on his
brand new,
and you're giving him the fight of his life.
Well, I think I'm giving him a fight that he hasn't had before.
Now, in my state, I'm from Massachusetts, there are several candidates running who have never run for office before, and they're being very well received. How is it that so many ordinary Americans seem to be running for office and connecting with the people?
Well, I think what it is I think that everyone sees that there's a need for just some, down-to-earth common sense in Washington right now that they don't have, and it's that arrogance of power that we've seen so much of. And these people are making decisions for our lives and influencing our lives. And again, we're passing this on to our children. And when it's time to step up, and that's what you're seeing this year.
So yet another citizen legislator stepping up as the Constitution intended. I want to ask you one question about a current event before we close. Yesterday it was reported that a court on the West Coast ruled "Don't ask, don't tell" unconstitutional. Did you have any comment on this?
Well, the way I feel, that is just not the issue of the day that we need to be dealing with, especially since we're still at war in Afghanistan and we're finishing things up in Iraq. It's just not the time. And down the road, we can address it again. Don't ask, don't tell. I don't know that it was really so much an answer as it was a Band-Aid. And personally, I just don't really feel that right now is the time to be dealing with it.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time. And if people want to find you on the web to find out more about your campaign, where would they find them?
They can go to my website, which is www.renneeforcongress.com.
And do you have a Twitter account where you send out alerts?
We do, and it's Renee4, as in the number 4, Congress. Twitter.
A lot of candidates are using Twitter for messages. Have you found that more effective than email?
It's just another avenue that we're taking. We're trying to hit everything. Twitter, Facebook. We're also on Facebook. Renee for Congress on Facebook. So
yeah, I don't use Facebook. That's why I didn't ask. But my wife does. And there's one more thing that just hit me. As a nurse who's used to dealing with emergencies and critical situations, do you find it helps you to think on your feet and deal with people?
Absolutely.
And relate to them?
Absolutely. I think that my background being in nursing, especially in surgical intensive care, which was what I started off in, has really given me a basis. Sometimes you got to think on your feet, and that's what I'm doing.
And I noticed you were chatting with some of the veterans from the USS Topeka from World War II just before our interview.
Unbelievable. These gentlemen are here. They meet every year, and they are...
There's some of them over there.
They are what I would consider a national treasure, and we need to, every one of us needs to be thanking these gentlemen and their families for everything that they have done for us, because, I probably wouldn't be standing here talking to you right now if it weren't for those gentlemen.
Well, since my father was in the Pacific in World War II, I heartily agree. Thank you very much.